Okay, hey, I'm here to do a reading on Harry Styles and Kendall, Lover Girl Kendall. Let's see. So, separate decks, separate decks for them. I'll use this one for Kendall. How's Kendall's energy showing up as it relates to Harry? Let's ask that because, yeah, because this was requested. So, ooh, she sees him as the King of Cups. That was very pushed out too. Maybe she's, she's willing to change. Like, it's kind of like, oh, it could change, how much she likes him or, moves her out of that energy of seeing him, in that King of Cups energy. She feels like he's affectionate, caring, compassionate, and friendly. Okay, let's see. How does he see Kendall? Still, since we're all in her girl. How does he see Harry Styles? How does he see Kendall? How does he, wow, okay. Okay. What is this? Okay. Ooh, this is good. Okay, so he feels like he's seen her kind of rise above and, move, on from whatever these past relationships are that he's seen her have, throughout the times. And he does see how, like, maybe she kind of released some of her independence in those situations, but now she's reclaiming her power. And that, while she may have had like a little bit of an imbalance, because I saw that too. It's just kind of like, sit to yourself, like hang out by yourself for a bit, do that kind of thing is what he's saying. Like she needs to get her balance. That's what he sees the most lacking is, and it comes from being by yourself. I'm just going to be honest. It comes with being a loner a little bit, just to kind of be able to see who you really are. What your energy is like on a day-to-day basis without other people. What is your energy like when you don't have anything else going on? And does it change over a 7-day period? Have people really tested that with themselves? Like, have I sat for 7 days not engaging with anybody else and like just being to myself and like having my own time? Because that's kind of crucial, I think, that people don't realize, especially if you're a high-powered person or you have a lot of siblings or whatever it is. You work all the time, whatever it is. Anyway. If you haven't ever done that, just in general. But anyway, I feel like I'm not saying that everybody needs to go to that extreme either of 7 days. I'm just saying you do need to start to learn your own energy and spend less time with other people in order to do that. But he sees, those balances and things like that may have given her a lack of perspective. But if she's able to, like I said, get herself balanced, if she's able to get herself balanced and then starts to communicate about that to him, and he can see that change happening, right? And if he can see that, then he's possibly open to like exploring, a new start with her. But he's like, I want pure intentions of joy. Like I want pure intentions of joy. And he's like, this is an honest change that needs to happen. So that's very interesting. I'm not going to dig into all of that, but I feel like we heard what the man said. Mr. Harry Styles, Mr. King of Cups. I don't even know their astrological signs either. So, all right, what else does Kendall want to communicate about this? She feels like she thought that she feels that she's been sitting in the energy of this being like a lost cause, like. Because this is what came out, Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So she felt like that was a lost opportunity, maybe even that he was like more concerned about, financial things that he wanted to pursue perhaps. So him being in kind of like in a more assertive energy with respect to that, that being in an emperor energy. And kind of sacrifice and like releasing. I feel like she feels like it needs to be a dual effort of sacrifice and releasing and pausing, maybe even putting on pause other things is what I'm hearing. And that she feels like that's where they came to this tough decision and have always been at this stalemate. That it's not because of her being imbalanced, it's because of him not really wanting to get into this energy. And I don't have any say-so about like who's right or wrong, right? Like I can't call judgment on that, right? Because what I see here is that these two people have a difference of opinion. They want the best for each other, but they're focused on each other maybe. Maybe it's like the outward focus. Ooh, perhaps that's even why I did the reading like this. Because usually I don't ask like, how do you see the other person? So maybe it's more so how they perceive each other, and they need to have no expectations, but sit down and talk about core values, perhaps, if that's what if they decide to ever, embark on dating, like start there in the conversations. Like, what are your core values? What do you want to see from a person that you would want to be with before you start being with them? What do you want to see from a person that you want to be with before you start being with them? That's probably a good question for everybody. Ooh. Look, that's how you figure out your own Hierophant energy for your relationships. Yeah, and I feel like their energy with one another will stay out and will not have its way. Like it won't progress with one another until they really kind of address that. Have those kind of like direct actions about what it is that they want. Because also that stands out too, because someone said that whoever asked for this reading was saying that they were like on again, off again, or like they were, entangled here and there. I don't know how to call it, but that may be the judgment call that they both need to make about their interactions with each other. Like, okay, well, maybe because we don't actually take it that serious when we're embarking on it is why it doesn't move forward. Why we seem to be stunted. Yeah. Yeah, they got to go deep before they can go back together. Let's just put it that way. They got to go deep before they can really, and be honest too. And they need to be smart about how they communicate with each other too. I feel like that's a part of it. I feel like these two can be very straightforward and blunt. And while it's great to be able to speak your piece and say what you need to say to each other, at the same time, you want to be able to speak to people in a way that's actually gentle and not abrasive. So I feel like that's where this Knight of Swords energy comes in, because it feels a little aggressive, because it says assertive and direct action and impatient, but heroic. And so I feel like it's coming from a good place for both of them when they're with each other, but it's not making the mark, because even though it's coming from a great place, it needs to be like maybe wrapped up in a bow. I don't know. Perhaps that's the best, way to do it, to I don't know, for their future endeavors with each other. Yeah, that's what we're saying. Like if they want to look at something together, they have to kind of, ooh, okay, I'll take them. Okay. They have to do that. Yeah. They really have to be honest and, protective of one another's, because you can always, it's easy to be protective of how you feel about something. To stand your ground for yourself. But the goal in this relationship would be for them to be able to be protective of one another's opinions about, or communications or values. They would have to find a way to do that. I'm gonna leave that there. I'm not doing no more of these cards because they have a lot of relationship stuff to dig through. But I feel like if they were willing, they probably will have a great outcome. But because it's starting with the Hierophant and ending with the Ace of Wands. But let me just keep on. But yes, this is the way that they would need to go about it if they wanted to try to like address any relationships issues from the start, because you have to address them throughout, right? But address the issues, not one another. That's the common thread here. And that will help them change and turn this into more of like a destined relationship that brings about a lot of good luck and things like that. And this is the type of adventure or foresight, and by adventure, I'm getting third eye energy. So this is where they would need to meditate with one another for this opportunity for success. Like they would both have to be in agreement of that. And that's why they have to speak about it. It can't be like, hey, run into each other, hook up, hang out for, a few months, and then it fizzles out. I don't know if that's how their relationship is or what, you know, that's just what I got right now. But yeah, they would have to really decide, you know, how they would go about leaving all these little ties. I don't know if Harry's in an exclusive relationship right now. I don't know. I really haven't looked it up. But I feel like they're probably, you know, people. Yeah, they really have to be pretty practical too, because maybe there are some business connections that one or the other has that they would need to balance out with some people. Maybe, I don't know, I'm getting energy, maybe Harry dates someone he employs? I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know much about Harry, or I don't know about a lot of celebrities. I don't really dig in and dive in on most people. Like, you have to be real important for me. And so far, only one person has ever been so important. But anyway. Let's see. Yeah, if they want to be, it looks like they could have that. This isn't, oh yeah, this is, huh? Oh, this is his. Okay, so that was her deck. Let's see, what else is his last communication from the cards? Whoa. Yeah, he feels like that's what's keeping him stagnant with respect to like what she wants to see with him getting into this emperor energy. Like that, you know, looking at things like with fatherhood or authority or structure or control, you know, getting into that mode of like being in a serious relationship. That's how they would bring justice. Like, he keeps saying the same thing. His energy's saying the same thing. There's some doubt or something like that. I don't know about who or what, when, where, why. I don't know or how, but there's a little bit of doubt somewhere, maybe between the two of them, or, you know, as a result of their past interactions with each other, about fearing like what would happen if they tried again, which makes them a little, you know, uneasy to start, so to speak. And they wonder if, you know, trying a relationship again, you know, doing that would be reckless or naive. But then they also realize that procrastination is not the right things either. And they kind of maybe know amongst the two of them that mutual respect and love and equality here is what they need to do. Yeah. And they would have to definitely stand, like I said, stand their ground against the problem, against the issues, but not each other. And whatever else I said about that whole, like, it being about yourself and like what you need to change versus what your person does. So, which takes time, counseling even, I think spiritual, or, you know, whatever they prefer. But usually spiritual helps you get to the heart of things. You know, marital counseling, you know, it just tells you if you can fix it or not. I don't know. Spiritual counseling says that you will if you're both committed to it. It's like inevitable. Are you committed to it? Yep, you commit. Okay, fix it. It will fix. But anyway, I hope that this has been helpful and insightful in some way, shape, or form. And I'll catch you on the next one. Later.